So my son was sick for the past couple of days, and as we were sitting in the room, I looked around and I was like, oh, it's a little messy in here. So before we leave for our trip and go to Disney World, I decided it's time to clean up. The very first thing that I do when I clean any room, any space, especially a bedroom, is get all of the dirty clothes into the laundry bin and put them downstairs. So that's what we're doing here. The next thing that I do is pick up big toys, but because it was so overwhelming, I decided to do what my mom actually used to do and what professional organizers recommend. So if you have a space where it feels totally overwhelming and you don't even know where to start by sweeping everything that's on the floor into one big pile, even if you feel like you're going to use it. Because what that does for your brain is it allows your brain to know that it's not that overwhelming because it's just one pile now. So now what you have to do is just pick out anything that you absolutely want, absolutely need out of that pile. Me, usually I just throw everything in the trash, but my son, he wanted to keep some of the blocks that were in the pile. So we picked out everything that was in the pile. This is what I mean when I say it's overwhelming. Here's my son cleaning off the blocks that he wants. So it really just depends on you as a person. If you feel as though you have things that you want that are in that pile, pick it out. But usually for me, if it's on the floor, if it's been on the floor for a while, then that just means that you don't want it, that you don't need it. Unless it's like clothes, pieces of clothing. Most of the times, the things that we leave on the floor, we don't really want. Otherwise, we would keep it up in a special place. But if you feel like you're overwhelmed, I recommend sweeping everything into one big pile and picking out what it is that you absolutely want, absolutely need, and then everything else can be donated or go in the trash. Most likely go in the trash. If you have to put yourself through the horror of picking out what it is that you're going to donate, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to donate it. You're just going to leave the pile there and you're going to feel overwhelmed. So I recommend just taking everything, throwing it in the trash, especially if it's been there for a couple of days and you just want to feel like you need to get rid of all of the stuff. If you're a person that feels overwhelmed by your kids' things, I do recommend that you declutter and clean with them. Most of the times, especially with children, it's just an overload of clothes and an overload of toys. And it's donating the toys that they've outgrown, donating the clothes that they've outgrown, so that someone else can use them, someone else can benefit from them. That is the main thing that triggers me and overwhelms me when it comes to my kids' room. It's just an overwhelm of toys and a lack of decluttering and getting rid of the stuff that we don't actually use. So I'm cleaning out the closet, organizing the closet in a very simple way, keeping everything simple and keeping it clean, because I know my brain usually, especially when he's sick, I naturally just pile things in the closet area. But here's the final result of everything after we decluttered, after we cleaned up a little bit, got all the paper. This is what we're going to get into next video, so make sure you tune in. We're changing from this to a new organizing system. All right, you guys, peace.